Hello viewers, it's your girl Ruby Fangirl. Now I'm back with another Godzilla stuff, but I thought I have like a Godzilla like physical media stuff, and I thought why not show it off? Because I love physical media, and you guys know how much I'm a massive collector of basically anything. So I'm gonna do something a little bit differently. I'm actually going to release this first, and then later on I'm gonna release like another video, like, because remember I did like rates again? Yeah, I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna do something a little bit different. Think of it like a little pattern. So just FYI on that. So I'm gonna go through each era: Showa, Heisei, Millennium, and the Monsterverse. I don't have like all of the Showa era movies. I mean, keep in mind, they are extremely hard to get. I don't know why that is, but it is. So for the purpose of this, I'm just gonna go with the ones that I have so far. But there will be an updated version at some point in the near future, so don't worry about that. And now, without further ado, let's start off with the lowest of the pile. And starting off, we have the Criterion Collection of the original Godzilla, or Godzilla for short. And yeah, like, can I just say, this is incredible. I actually did, like, a whole entire video on this, like, Criterion Blu-ray, so I'm not gonna go into full detail, but if you want to see it, like, in the complete, like, review, go to my video. Overall, this is incredible. I highly recommend this. They actually released this in 4K, so I highly recommend it, like, not just in Blu-ray, but also in 4K if you want, like, to see it. So yeah, that's all that I can really say, because I'm not gonna show it, because I did show it in a previous video a long time ago. So let's move on to the next movie. And next up, we got Rodan. And the deal with this one is, this is only the English version. I did watch the Japanese version on HBO Max, and it was really good. But this version, yeah, I don't recommend getting, like, this DVD. But there is a version that they did release with Rodan and the War of the Gargantuas. Yeah, I just recommend you guys getting that one than this one, so FYI on that. But I do admit, like, the cover does look pretty good. Let's see what the disc looks like. Oh, so basically, like, what's, like, on the cover, but still a cool disc. But I don't recommend getting this, but it's a nice way to add to, like, the collection. Next up, we have Mothra, the original Mothra, basically. And can I just say, this is the first time I got, like, a sealed, like, collection. Yeah, sorry about, like, the slipcover, but can I just say, this is incredible. Like, seriously, hands down one, like, the best, like, steel cases I ever got. And once you take off the slipcover, it's just basically Mothra. And let's look at the back. Wow, like, very lovely, with all, like, the, like, Mothra herself and her Mothra form, or you know what I mean. Let's look at the inside. All the scientists looking at the Shobijin, and Mothra ready to fly up to get her Shobijin back. Yeah, and here's what, like, the slipcase looks like. Really cool. And now, let's move on to the next one. And now, next up, we got the original King Kong vs. Godzilla. I actually got this in Walmart, but I will tell you, it does not contain the Japanese version, only like the English version, which is a really big disappointment. But you can actually get it, like, in the Criterion, like, Master Collection. I don't know what they call it, but I'm probably going to show you a picture on what it looks like. But according to that, you really need to pay, like, a lot of money for that. But I do really love this cover of, like, probably one of my favorite, like, suits from, like, this era. Even though I don't like the King Kong suit as much, but yeah, I did actually do a King Kong review and how much he looks like a drunk ape, so I'm not gonna like complain. I'm not gonna continue complaining on that. Oh, the disc is boring. Great. Yeah, you know I have a beef with, like, those kinds of, like, discs. How's, like, the movie itself? Like, despite it being, like, completely different than the Japanese version, I haven't seen it. I wish I did, but it's still, like, a really good entry, and just to see what the US did. Like, it's kind of, like, almost very similar to what they did with the original, like, 1956 version. Like, Godzilla King of the Monsters. Basically their own version of the original Godzilla. And it won't be until years later that they're gonna make a remake on that. We'll get to that when we get to the Monsterverse section. So, let's continue, because we got a long way to go. And now, skipping over through like a lot of movies, now we have Destroy All Monsters. And look at this cover. Oh my god, it has like all the monsters, anything that you need like in this movie. Like, this movie is great. Well, despite not having like a lot of like monster action and stuff like that, but the ending is really worth it. It has like Godzilla, King Ghidorah, Manila, Gorosaurus, Manda, Baragon, Kumanga, Mothra, my boy Anguirus, and Varan. Even though that he only appears back like in the background, but you know what I mean. And also Rodan. I forgot that. I thought that he was like part of the background. But look at this cover. Look at it. Oh my god, it's so awesome. Here's the back, and it shows like Godzilla attacking Japan. Lovely. Let's see what the disc looks like. Oh, same thing as the cover, but you know what? I am not complaining. It's amazing. So I highly recommend getting like this Blu-ray. Like, if you're a big fan of this movie, yeah, definitely get it. And now, here's an interesting thing. I have here a Japanese version of Godzilla vs. Megalon. It's right here. But the deal with this, they never actually like released a DVD version of Godzilla vs. Megalon. And you're probably wondering, why do I have this? This is only like a Japanese version, and apparently it does not have a main menu for some reason, but I just wanted like the Japanese version, so it was the best I can do. But maybe just this once I'll probably get like a Blu-ray version just to see if it's completely different or not. So the movie itself, yeah, I wouldn't really recommend it, but I do like Megalon's design and also like the very goofy fight of these four monsters and stuff like that. It's really goofy, but I love it. And next up we have Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. Now, this is what I call, like, a cover. Well, I mean, it's not really great, but compared to, like, this one right here, yeah, like, this is definitely better. This is really good. It has, like, Mechagodzilla, King Caesar, and, or Caesar, I mean, and Godzilla fighting Mechagodzilla. Yeah, pretty cool. Oh, and here's, like, a little slipcover if you want to get, like, the other, like, DVDs. I wish I had some of those. And here's Mechagodzilla in Abyss or something, even though that doesn't happen in the movie, but hey, look, it's all better than nothing on there, like, just like the King Kong versus Godzilla, so, yeah. And all in all, this is a really great movie. Definitely the best Jun Fukuda, like, movies that he made, so I highly recommend getting this. And now, that's all the Showa era movies I have. I apologize, but like I said, there's nothing I could do. They are very rare and expensive. And now, let's get into my favorite era. And that's, of course, the Heisei era. And I actually got, like, all of them. So, starting out with this one, of course, Godzilla 1984, aka The Return of Godzilla. And, well, it only just has, like, the movie poster and stuff like that, but you know what? I actually do like this. And here's the back. And it has, like, just Godzilla, like, destroying areas and stuff. Let's see what the disc looks like. A little bit more interesting, but, well, I mean, that's the best they can do. And next up, Godzilla vs. Biollante. I got, like, the DVD version, like, at the time, but, fun fact, they actually did, Criterion actually re-released a version of Godzilla vs. Biollante. It's actually pretty recent, like, one of, like, the recent ones to be re-released. And much as I would love to get it, I'm just gonna keep the DVD version, because why not? This movie right here, this movie is fantastic. I love this movie. Like, definitely my second favorite, Heisei era movie. Only under one of them, but we'll get to that later. And look at this cover. It has, like, Biollante shrieking, Godzilla on the top. First time on DVD. And, of course, the battle between Biollante and Godzilla. And it actually does contain the Japanese version, so that's good. Okay, so basically what it says on, like, the back right here with the disc, but still pretty cool. So I do recommend it, but you can get, like, the Criterion version. Just get that one, okay? And now, let's get into the very interesting category of movies. And that is Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah and Godzilla and Mothra Battle from the Earth. And this right here, one I'm holding, is one of, like, the earliest releases of a DVD. Came out during the late 1990s. And can I just say, what I'm holding is something of value right here. Let's look inside and see what it is. Well, even though this is not really, like, something to write home about, they're basically using the VHS covers, But you know what? Let's see what the inside is, because that's where it really matters. Well, it's a double-sided DVD, but this is what caught my eye. Usually I'm not really like into like pamphlets and stuff like that, but this is different. So yeah, it just stands out as like you know what it looks like on the cover, but and also like the scenes from like the movies. But once you open it up, look at this. Ready to rumble. It's a monster smash. And got Godzilla in the middle, Mecha King Ghidorah, or just Ghidorah, the Mothra twins, and Godzilla over there. And you just get like this whole background or biography of like these movies. Like, seriously, why do DVDs don't have these anymore? Because I know that this came out during the time when DVDs were still new, but seriously, they should have brought, like, all of those back. I'm just saying. Okay, got it back in. And while these two movies are fine on their own, this movie is kind of a little bit weird. And this is probably my least favorite out of, like, the Heisei movies. Not just my opinion, but I do like Mothra's design. So that's that. And I love Mecha King Ghidorah. Definitely my favorite, like, Ghidorah. But now we gotta put this rare value right onto the side. And let's move on to the next set of films. And now, we got two other movies. Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 and Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. So basically, it's like in the same thing, but it's on a double pack. And it's on, of course, on Blu-ray. And, like, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2 is a really great movie. I really like it. Well, Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla is not great, but it's not really a terrible film either. But I really love, like, Space Godzilla's design. And since he's gonna probably be in Supernova, I'm really excited for that. I'm probably gonna rewatch the movie just for that reason. And here's what it looks like on the back. We've got Mechagodzilla and Rodan and Space Godzilla right here. And now let's see what the discs look like. So basically, like, just basically like the same thing as like the covers right here. But, yeah, but still, honestly, a lot more better than the other ones. And now here comes probably like, a very confusing thing. Here, let's see. Here, let me show you. It comes with Godzilla vs. Destroyer and Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. Why? Like, why did you, like, combine it? Like, this is the sequel to, like, Godzilla 2000. Why did they put it right here? Whatever. But since I'm gonna get to the Millennium Era soon, I'll still, like, review it, like, in this category. But, like, Godzilla vs. Destroyer is a fantastic movie. Easily my favorite out of all of the Heisei movies. So, like, hands down the best one. As for, like, the Millennium movie, this can go and kind of go to the trash. Let's just say that. And here's the back. There's Burning Godzilla, Godzilla 2000 with Mechagodzilla, and here's what it looks like, the discs. And, yeah, still pretty cool. And for a little bonus, I have the Rebirth of Mothra trilogy. The only one you can get, like, the third movie, because I heard that not a lot of people got, like, the third movie, so yeah, like, you could get all, like, the 3 movies. And apparently they come, like, in 2 discs, like, the first one and the sequels are in here, which, that's kind of confusing, but, you know what, that's fine. Well, I mean, this is an alright trilogy, it's fine, but nothing to really home about. And now, let's get into the Millennium Era. So, I actually do have all of, like, the DVDs and Blu-rays, but mostly Blu-rays. So, let's get into the odd one out, and that's, of course, the Godzilla the series. It's basically a series that came out after the 1998 Godzilla movie. I did watch, like, a couple of, like, the episodes, like, kind of like a little first quarter, and it's actually, like, really better than, like, the movie. So, yeah, here's the back, like, really cool. Like, that's really cool. And here's, like, if you're wondering why there's one disc, they put them, like, all together for some reason. I don't know why that is, but whatever. So, yeah, that's Godzilla the series. And next up, we got Godzilla 2000. And it actually comes with the US and Japanese version. So that's really cool. And I love, like, this background right here. It's actually really cool. And here's Godzilla 2000 right here, so that's really cool. Not a big fan of this movie, but you know what? It's alright. A lot more better than Mechagodzilla, that's for sure. And it comes with the same exact cover with, like, on here. And you can actually see Orca right here, so that's really cool. And here comes the next set of films, and it comes with GMK, aka Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters All Out Attack, which is my second favorite out of the Millennium era, and Godzilla Against Mechagodzilla. I don't know why they use like the same like stuff, but honestly, compared to like the other like two movies, except for this one, because this one's a different thing on its own. This is actually like a really good movie. So, oh no. So here's the back. We got like all of the GMK monsters, and we got like Godzilla and Kiryu, my favorite version of Mechagodzilla, but you can definitely find me if he's not. And here's the discs right here, which is pretty cool. And here comes the last set of the Millennium Era films, and that's of course Godzilla Tokyo SOS, or Tokyo SOS for short, and Godzilla Final Wars. I love Final Wars. I know that's a divide-like movie, but you know what? I don't care. This is great. And this movie's actually, like, really good. Well, despite, like, some changes they have, like, to do, it's still a pretty good movie. And here's the back, and here's Godzilla and Kiryu, and of course we got, like, Final Wars Goji and Kaiser Ghidorah right there. So, pretty cool. And of course, here's the discs. And that's the last set of Millennium Era films. And yep, so that's the last of the Millennium Era films, and will sadly be like the last time we'll ever see like Godzilla in suitmation. And now we get into the Monsterverse. And starting off, of course, we got the 2014 Godzilla. And this is actually the very first Godzilla movie I ever watched. I watched this when I was 14 years old. I didn't watch it when it came out in 2010, basically 4 years later. And I love Godzilla's design in this, and that's how I became a Godzilla fan. And here's the back. We got like Godzilla right here. Pictures of like the human cast. Not that interesting disc, but honestly, what do you expect? And look at this. This kind of reminds me of like Halo and stuff like that. I know that was a thing like during the time, but you know what I mean. But all in all, this movie is not really perfect because it's mainly focused on the human cast, which we're kind of a bit used to by this point. But unlike the 1998 Godzilla, they nailed it by doing one of like the best Godzilla designs out there. Like, let's just give like the director so much credit for actually getting Godzilla right. And now we get into Shin Godzilla. And look at this cover. Oh my god, like, this looks amazing. And here is the back. We got Shin Godzilla being collapsed, Godzilla doing his iconic atomic breath, probably, like, the best scene in the entire movie, and Godzilla being frozen to death. And this movie is incredible. While it mainly focused on the human cast, obviously, but when Shin Godzilla appears, this is incredible. So let's look at right here, and it has Shin Godzilla right here, so, yep, there we go. Next up, we got Godzilla, King of the Monsters, 2019. And look at this cover. Like, this looks really cool. I actually watched this with my family and stuff like that, and it was the first time I saw King Ghidorah, Rodan, Mothra, and oh my god. This movie is really good. I mean, it's not perfect or anything, but oh my god, like, bringing King Ghidorah, Rodan, and Mothra to American audiences, this was incredible. Anyway, here's the back here. Long live the king. All right. Boring discs. You know what, whatever. But I do really love this poster. I can go on and on about that. And next up, we got Godzilla vs. Kong. Basically, the remake of King Kong vs. Godzilla. And this movie I have mixed feelings about. Because on one hand, they do really good with, like, the fighting between Godzilla and Kong, but it's mainly like a Kong story rather than the Godzilla. That's also a problem I have with New Empire, but New Empire is a different story, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But, yeah, this is a really mixed bag movie. I know, there are fans, but I am not really a big fan of this movie, but it's still a decent watch. And here's the back, Godzilla and Kong, a bit of, like, the human cast, so, yep. Well, at least they actually put, like, Godzilla and Kong toes or feet. Why not? And this is one of the, like, newest movies to come out a couple of years ago. And that's, of course, Godzilla -1. And can I just say, this was the first movie I got to saw in theaters, and it was fantastic. I love this movie. It's not perfect because there is one flaw, but it doesn't ruin the movie for me. And since we're gonna get a sequel pretty soon, which is so exciting, so yeah, so here is Godzilla ready to basically shoot his atomic breath out. And here's the back. We don't see Godzilla around, but it makes sense because it focused more on like the human cast. So here's like here's the discs. Interesting. Yeah, because a lot of people say that in the sequel Hedorah's come back, because I did hear that if like someone asked like in a convention if you were able to remake like a Godzilla film, he said that he wanted to redo Godzilla vs. Hedorah. And people are theorizing that might actually be true, but we'll have to see when we get closer to that. So we're gonna have to wait and see on that. But all in all, I am really happy. I really love this movie. And now we get into the last movie of the MonsterVerse for now. And we got Godzilla and X Kong: The New Empire, aka The New Empire. And this movie is amazing. Because, oh my god, I saw this also in theaters, not just in normal, but also in 3D, and it was incredible. I love this so much. Oh my god. And here's the back. Here's Godzilla and in his evolved form, Kong with his mecha arm, Suko. I know they don't really say, they just say Little Kong, but his name is actually Suko. We got like Scar King here, but even though they don't show Shima, which is a disappointment, but whatever. And here's like the one disc, and it is all pink with Godzilla on it, which makes sense because he's about to evolve. And that's my entire collection. Whew, it has been like quite a journey, but so far I'm quite happy with these physical copies. I can't wait to get more, and since we're gonna get not just like sequel to -1, which is now the title has been revealed to -0, and also Godzilla Supernova, which I'm so excited for. I'm gonna collect more DVDs and Blu-rays much as I can. So I'd like to know from you guys, have you got any of these collections? And have you seen these movies? Which one is your favorite? I would love to know. And now I will see you guys in the next video.